Welcome to another movie review. This time we're reviewing Is God Is. Let's get into it. This will be a semi-spoiler. There are three main things that I felt like was a hoot of a laugh and crazy to me that I'll just add at the end. You'll know when it's the spoiler end. But this, I'm just giving you info right now. I'm just giving you info. I was curious to what other people were saying about this video, and I was looking at a few commentaries, and did we see the same movie? Let's get into it. I'm gonna get into it. All right, first things first, we gotta get into them stats. Stats is, we got the domestic box office with $847,000. They didn't put out details of the budget for this movie. Probably going to be out later in the week or so once the movie has been out for a while. So far, it's making a few $100,000. I think it's a relatively low budgeted film, so that's not bad. Rotten Tomatoes, 97%. IMDb, 7.3 out of 10. Letterboxd being 3.7 out of 5. So far, it's been getting pretty decent reviews, especially since this film was also created as a play by the same writer, Alicia Harris. First off, shout out to the Alicias, the Alicias, right? If I got $1 for every time someone mispronounced my name as Alicia versus Alicia because it has extra syllables,
I'd have Jeff Bezos money right now.
So she made this as a play first, as a dramatic comedy, and then was able to create this as a film, being a dramatic thriller. 100% props out to you, girl, Alicia. Do your thing, queen. The cinematographer of this film is Alexander Dinan. So sorry if I butchered that name. I know I did. And they actually used a Kodak camera. So they didn't use like the modern ARRI camera, going old school with it. Respect. And this movie seemed old school-esque. So I feel like it fit the theme of it. So beautiful. And it was beautifully shot. The angles, coloring, the intensity. They had beautiful artistry for showing the twins being in sync. And I will say, this is not, they're not twins. For this, you could tell. They I don't know why they emphasized a lot with twins. There wasn't a lot of twins in this film. Fraternal twins, but identical twins? No. I mean, the mannerisms are like, yeah, they're the same, but this was also distributed by Amazon MGM Studios. So after it's been out in the theaters where it's going to on streaming platforms. Just saying. Actors, we had incredible actors within this film. Cara Young for the sister that was not as badly blistered or burned. She was phenomenal. And then the sweeter, nicer, quieter sister that was badly burned, played by Mallory Johnson. She slayed too. They both did a fantastic job. We got the father, of course, as Sterling K. Brown, being messy as I don't know what. Mother, who is known as God technically to one of the daughters, not both of them, but one of the daughters, played by Vivica A. Fox, the queen herself. She, in this film, showed herself as royalty. So even if she did look like a scarecrow and scared the crap out of me, she did perform, and she performed it well. Slight spoiler, but there were other wives within this movie. But then we also have two other very well-known actresses, being Erica Johnson playing as the second wife.
There will be no yelling. There will be no slamming of doors, not even an upraised finger, unless you do not think you can handle it, little Miss Flapjaw.
I'm more than capable of civility, you little cretin.
And the current wife being played by Janelle Monáe. And then we even have a lawyer, which I was shocked to even see, played by McKitty Williamson. Sorry if I butchered your name, but he did his thing. I've seen him in a few films. He is fantastic. So they really outdid the cast. It was small cast. You really just know the characters off the bat. It was a thrilling ride, to say the least. The movie itself, if you haven't seen it or don't know about it, it's about two girls avenging their mother, and the mother wants the daddy dead.
Make your daddy dead. Dead.
So it's very much a heavy revenge-esque film. The thriller itself played very nicely on the theme of dysfunction, abuse, self-esteem, identity issues, anger, unresolved trauma, or definitely trauma currently in it prolonging to other people. You definitely see the lineage of trauma that he left in his path. And the girl's journey too, you definitely see character development, which I appreciate. I feel like some films don't really delve into good character development with characters, and this film definitely executed great character development of both the twin sisters. They did display Black culture within this film. They had hair braiding, the braids, the style, the lighting. There were different economic status, socioeconomic statuses of like impoverished Black people to wealthy Black people, and also the different personalities, upbringings that these environments can play on the families. And also knowing that the title is Name is God Is, you do see the elements of characters revering people as God. As I said, that the sisters saw their mother as God, or at least one of the sisters saw their mother as God, and you do see people within their journey revering people as God. In the trailer, it also showed, a church scene of the second wife, Erica Alexander, being a preacher. It did give off the fake church. Yeah, they was backflipping all up in there. And there were a few things about the movie I wasn't crazy about. I did feel like there were a lot of elements missing that could have made this story make sense. It doesn't delve into the mother's side of her upbringing, her mentality state, how her and their father met. You don't really get much information about the father at all, his upbringing, his psyche. I mean, if the entire movie is about the father being targeted as the root of the trauma and pain that these two girls and the mother dealt with, especially as the mother's dying wish is to ensure that the daddy is dead, we don't know much about him. I'm Blue's Cluesing within this. So I was like, okay, I have to guesstimate because we don't even know what his job is. What do you do, sir? How do you afford these different things? So it was definitely like missing that extra background information, at least to me. Also, I felt like the end didn't really have a nice closed book. Like it just didn't feel like it was over. I felt like if this was a standalone movie of just the simple journey again of the sisters avenging their mother, it should be a closed book. But now it felt like towards the end it was branching off into different sectors to ponder about, and I'm like, everything wasn't resolved when it could have been. It's still an incredible film. So overall, I'd give this around 3 chocolate bars out of 5. I love chocolate. Willy Wonka got nothing on me. The semi-spoilers. This is the part where I'm gonna talk about 3 things within the movie that I'm gonna spoil. So at this point, if you just wanted to review the general understanding of the movie and whether or not you want to see it, end the video now and go watch the film. But go to the movies if you watch the film. We need more butts in seats. Butts in seats. Point number 1 of a spoiler within the film. There was a scene where the girls gets the address book from the second, I don't even think she's the wife, she's more of like a baby mama too, or that Sterling had. In the address book, they find the address or the office of where the lawyer was located. The girls go into the lawyer's office and they find him getting beaten up because that is his way in preparing to die or preparing to fight their father, because he, and this is their father, Sterling character, he apparently was so paranoid that the lawyer was going to yap about him getting away with, setting his family on fire, that he snatched out his tongue.
Wait a damn.
He just snatched it out, as a psychopath does. But the thing that tickled me was the fact that as the lawyer was going over the story of how he got to having no tongue in his mouth and how everything he was writing was through a whiteboard, he kept talking about Sterling's teeth, his white teeth, how he just had a white smile. I'm like, sir, your teeth is nice too. Why are you talking about that? The second thing was the girls finally go to the last house, which is the current wife's house. and they get the slicing and dicing, going through chaotic violence with apparently the boys that Sterling has with his third wife. And the girls are now hiding underneath a table in the house, and Sterling now comes home. So their father, we see him see the different areas where his sons are excommunicado, and the reaction of seeing his children no longer alive is after he changes his, I don't know if they were loafers or chinos, shoes, into slip-ons or slippers. He goes into the kitchen, makes a sandwich, and a drink, and sits down at the table, already knowing that the girls are under the table. And then the third part of the movie where I was also tickled was, this kind of correlates with just his psyche. The twin sister, one of the twin sisters, asked their father, why did you set us on fire? Why did you try to kill us? I kid you not, his reason blew me. He said she wouldn't let me hold her. And that was a perfectly rational reaction for someone insane at the time. That is my movie review on Is God Is. Check it out for yourselves. Appreciate you for staying this long. Let your light shine bright for all to see. And I will see you in the next video.